Hello everyone and welcome to your channel, David Diaz Life, where we talk about health, life, financial planning and investments. In today's episode we're talking about health and your life. Why? Have you heard of asthma? Do you know what it is? Do you know how many people it affects every day, especially in the United States, South America, the Caribbean islands, Canada? Can you believe that asthma is one of those illnesses or diseases, as it is called by the health corporations, a disease? What is asthma? Asthma is when you feel shortness of breath. Have you had it? I've had it. I've had shortness of breath. Asthma is an inflammation of the airways. Have you ever felt inflamed in your airways, where you've gotten to the point where you can't breathe? Look familiar? Sound familiar? I've had it. Have you? If you don't, chances are you will know 1 out of 5 people near you who will experience this within their lifetimes. It's unbelievable. I felt that way. I used to feel that way. And I used to be a runner at the same time. Isn't it unbelievable? It is. Why? Because most people think that because you do exercise, you don't feel the symptoms of wheezing, of having asthma, of being inflamed in your airways, shortness of breath. Well, I felt that. I don't know about you, but it feels really bad. It's so bad that you're desperate for air. You're anxious. Well, I found out about a few things about how to resolve it. And I'm here to help you. In this episode, we're going to take a look at that. Just want to give you a piece of advice, as it says by law, I need to tell you this, that if you're going to take any other type of advice or treatment that is not recommended by your doctor, you should consult him first. Now let's get back to it. When I researched what is asthma on the internet, this is what I came up with. You can't cure your asthma, but working alongside your healthcare provider, you can learn to manage it. You can't cure your asthma, but working alongside your healthcare provider, you can learn to manage it? This was a bit of a shock to me on one side. But on another side, I found out this is what everybody goes through when they have asthma. From when you're an infant and you experience asthma to when you're at your golden ages, you experience asthma. Now again, let's look at the infants. Why do they experience asthma? Most infants are only taking milk or formula. So either they're getting some type of excess of drinking solution or chemicals in their formula or milk, or they've had it inherited, some type of chemicals in their body. Which do you consider to be the source? Either one, it doesn't matter. It is curable if you're willing to do something about it. Why? Because I found out that I used to wheeze, and I don't wheeze anymore, thanks to God and to the research I've done. I found out that if you're willing to go that extra mile that most people will not go, you don't have to put up with asthma. You don't have to necessarily manage it. Now, am I telling you to leave your medications? Absolutely not. You have a doctor. I am not a doctor. You should always consult the doctor. Now, most people, when they're offered solutions to treat their asthma, they give these idiotic excuses. Oh, I don't have time. If you don't have time, you would be dead. I suggest that you dedicate the time to yourself to heal so that you have more time to enjoy and to do the things that you love or like. No money. When you're offered an alternative method, the biggest excuse is no money. Well, if you do one consultation, and in that one consultation you're able to find a source to cure yourself, I'd say it's well worth it than having to put more money than you make in reference to healing yourself. A lot of people will say that they are afraid, and they'll say it in indirect ways. Oh, I love what my doctor tells me. I don't need to change myself. That's being afraid. Oh, you're telling me to do this? I don't want to do something different than what I'm doing. I don't want to leave what I'm doing every day. That's being afraid. Comfortable. Afraid and comfortable with your old methods. Well, if you want change, if you want to heal, you've got to try something new. You've got to try something different. Who wants to change? I know I did. Well, if you want to change, here we go. The top things, 4 things that you need to do on a daily basis to change your asthma. 4 things that you need to do. Drink 8 to 12 cups of water every day. Or juicing. Vegetable juice, fruit juice. No added sugars or condiments. Why? Because they support your asthma. But if you drink water or juicing, this will help to alleviate the symptoms. B complex. You should have 1 to 2 B complex, 2 the first 30 days, and then cut down to 1 a day. B3s. You should have 2 to 3 B3s every day. 50 milligrams. Why 50 milligrams? Because in the pharmaceuticals, they sell them for 300 milligrams, 500 milligrams. And your body, your skin will turn flush red if you have one of those every day. So take it in 50 milligrams, get a pill cutter, and cut the pill into as many pieces as necessary. Cell food. This is where the minerals come in that you need for your body. There's a specific mineral called magnesium, and those suffering from asthma need magnesium. Why do you need magnesium? Because chances are you've depleted it from the wrong type of foods you've been eating all these years. Because asthma does not happen overnight. Now, there are certain things you need to cut out of your regular eating schedule. 3 things. You need to cut out meat and chicken. You need to cut out milk and cheese. You need to cut out eggs, salt, sugar. Decrease the amount of oil in your foods. Crazy, right? Well, if you want to heal, as I said, I felt what you felt. And I found out that if you do this, your life can change. Don't you want your life to change? Well, I found out that this is the way. And let's get back to the baby. The babies who experience asthma, if all they're having is milk or formula, don't you think that it has to do with either the milk or formula or something being inherited. And most people are ignorant, because when you're given the method to cure, they will not listen. They will not take it upon themselves to change. I've talked to many people, and especially those children suffering from asthma, and I've had their mothers change their milk or formula. And within a day or two, can you imagine what changes they've felt? Mothers have called me crying, thanking me because their babies have changed. So you've got to change whatever it is you're doing, feeding yourself. Something in what you're eating is causing you to have asthma. Now, I want to give one other alternative method of curing yourself. Why? Because my mother had asthma, and I remember when I was 12 years old, going to the emergency room with her getting put on an inhaler, taking these chemicals, inhaling them so that she can get her breath back and stop being inflamed in her airways. Now, what did she do? Well, before I tell you what she did, my mother is illiterate. She cannot read or write. She only speaks Spanish. She only has gone to 2nd or 3rd grade in her life. She barely writes her name. And if she's able to cure herself without the help of a doctor, can you imagine what you can do? Well, this is what she did. She went to the pharmacy and bought herself a bottle of Scott's Emulsion. Scott's Emulsion, basically composed of vitamin C. Then she bought another supplement called the seven jarabes. I don't know what jarabes is in Spanish. I would say it is the 7 antidotes would be the closest. And then she added a bottle of honey, chopped up a radish, the red radish, a chunk of aloe, chopped up watercress, and onions. And she had a spoon in the morning and a spoon in the afternoon every day. And guess what? She cured her asthma. Now, believe it or not, these things that she did contain the vitamins that I'm recommending to purchase. So you can either do it naturally or you can do it buying the supplements. Either one, whichever one pleases you. Is this rocket science? Absolutely not. Because if it were, you'd think I'm crazy. Well, I probably am. Because most people would not think about doing this. If you want your life to change, you've got to change. You've got to change something. It's not just about adding medication. You've got to change your lifestyle. You've got to change your eating habits. This is your channel, David Diaz Life, where we talk about health, your health, life, your life, investing, and financial planning. So if you need coaching on any of these, send me an email. What are you waiting for? Time to pass by? If you invest in yourself today, in any of these, tomorrow you'll reap the benefits. God bless you. Have a great day.